but this is the first time we get to see footage and hear Aliyah Boston say what she feels about trolls. So some footage has emerged of none other than Aliyah Boston telling it like it is, man, to an online troll. Now, this is not the first time this happened. Now, we know there has been a lot of people pretty much from the Angel Reese fan base. I just hate to throw it out there like that, but they be the trolls, bro, because we know the Angel Reese fan base always starting stuff, bro.
Aliyah Boston just had enough of the online trolls coming at her on social media. The WNBA star finally snapped after weeks of hate comments flooding her mentions. You could see the frustration building up. In a moment that shocked fans everywhere, Boston responded with a fiery clapback that has the entire basketball world talking. Was she justified in her response, or did she cross a line? Let's break down exactly what happened and why this matters for the future of how players deal with online hate. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video.
So I'm guessing this happened right before Bree Hall got cut, and the footage is just now coming out for some weird, eerie reason. But check out this. I'ma tell it like it is, bro. That's probably who been reporting my channel, all we know, bro. But whatever it is, it's looking real spooky. And Aliyah Boston definitely had time. And what's crazy about all of this footage is that she was sitting with none other than Bree Hall.
And I just want to tell you before you get blocked right now, which is unfortunate, but I'm a wait. Lucille, I want you to come to the Indiana Fever workout. I just want you to come sit in the gym, and I want you to watch. I really do, and I want you to come.
You know what's crazy? Aliyah Boston has been dealing with online hate for weeks before she finally snapped back at this particular troll. This wasn't just some one-time thing that pushed her over the edge. It was like watching a pressure cooker slowly building up steam until it finally had to release. This whole mess started when a so-called fan went after Boston on social media. They weren't just criticizing her game, they were making these nasty comparisons to other rookies, acting like Boston wasn't even worthy of being on the court. The comments started out bad enough, but they kept coming day after day, getting more personal and more hurtful with each new attack. If you've followed Boston at all, you know she keeps it super professional online. Her social media is usually all about basketball highlights, team support, and positive messages. She's not the type to engage with haters. That's exactly why this response shocked so many people.
Lucille, but guess what? That check still clears, babe. Because guess who not here? All right, sorry, now you have to get blocked. Breezy, can you block Lucille?
Yeah, sorry, I thought I didn't even see them. That's how
it's okay. I love Lucille. I just come and watch, come and enjoy. I actually want you to come to a game. Because sometimes when people hate this way, it's because they want to be there. So I want you to come.
Not everybody attack Lucille.
And I want you to experience this. Lucille's entertaining.
Oh, they constantly like comment like this?
Yeah, all they do.
Oh, I didn't know that. I like them. Never mind, let me shut up.
No, it's cool, but I don't like when you keep repeating it, because when you keep repeating it, it's like you're bored.
It was completely out of character for her. The comment that finally made Boston snap came right after a tough game. Her team lost, but Boston actually played pretty solid with decent numbers. But this troll wasn't interested in facts. What made this comment different was how personal it got. The troll didn't just attack her basketball skills, they brought up her personal life and straight up questioned whether she even cared about the sport. Boston's response hit back hard. She didn't just dismiss the troll, she called out the whole toxic culture of harassing players online. She explained how these constant attacks affect players' mental health and why it needs to stop. Her words weren't just angry, they were powerful. Almost immediately, other WNBA players jumped in to back Boston up. Stars from across the league shared their own stories of online harassment and praised Boston for finally saying what many of them had been thinking. So what exactly did this fan say that pushed Boston to respond? They accused her of riding the bench and claimed she was only getting attention because of Caitlin Clark. The wildest part? Boston is literally the reigning Rookie of the Year. This troll was just making stuff up to get a reaction. The whole situation shows something important. Even the most composed professional players have their breaking point. When you're constantly bombarded with hate, eventually something's gonna give. Nobody should have to deal with that kind of harassment day after day, not even athletes who seem untouchable. Let's be real. What happened to Boston isn't just some isolated incident. WNBA players are getting targeted online more than ever before. The league is growing fast, getting more fans and more attention, but that popularity comes with a dark side. More eyes on the game means more trolls who think they can say whatever they want to these athletes. Boston is far from the only one dealing with this mess. Stars like Aja Wilson, Caitlin Clark, and Angel Reese wake up to hundreds of hateful comments in their mentions every single day. Imagine trying to focus on your game when your phone is blowing up with people telling you that you're trash. The situation has gotten so bad that some players have completely walked away from social media during the season. They're literally having to cut themselves off from platforms that could help build their brand just to protect their mental health. That's how toxic it's become. And we're not just talking about normal basketball criticism here. These trolls are coming with racial comments, body shaming, and straight up threats. This goes way beyond someone saying your jump shot needs work. These attacks get personal fast. The teams in the WNBA have tried to address the problem, but their social media policies just aren't strong enough. Players are still getting hammered with hate every time they open their phones. The protection just isn't there. That's why some players are speaking out more now. They're creating a movement to expose what's really happening, showing fans screenshots of the disgusting messages they receive just for doing their job. They're pulling back the curtain on what it's really like to be a woman in professional sports. Mental health is taking a serious hit from all this. These athletes are already fighting for respect in a league that doesn't get the same attention as men's sports, and now they're dealing with constant personal attacks on top of that pressure. So why are WNBA players becoming bigger targets now? As the league grows and players get more visibility, they become easy targets for trolls who feel threatened by women succeeding in sports. Some people just can't handle seeing women excel in their game. Boston standing up might actually force some changes in how the league handles online protection. Sometimes it takes someone finally saying enough to make real change happen. Her response could be the first domino that leads to better protections for all players across the W. What Boston did goes way beyond just shutting down one random hater. She's drawing a line in the sand for how fans should treat players, now that social media has completely changed the game. The days of players just taking the abuse are over. Now everyone's watching to see what happens next. Will other WNBA stars follow Boston's lead and start calling out trolls directly? Or will the league finally step up with some real protection for their players? Boston proved something important. Even the most professional, composed players have breaking points. Fans need to remember they're typing those nasty comments to real people with real feelings.